Well, good afternoon, Pipers. Welcome back to the Bass Piper channel. Good to see each and every one of you all again today. And I'm going to get ready to finish up my pipe series today on the pipes that I've been showing you. In fact, ever since Christmas. I believe I started about a week before Christmas with some Christmas pipes. And so we're going to wrap things up today with some Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipes. Let me start you off with the first one that I've got. I've got probably about 10 more pipes in corncobs other than what I'm going to show you, but a lot of them are repeats. They're like, and some of them are like the 7-day seconds that Missouri Meerschaum will sell from time to time. And so you don't need to be looking at that. I mean, it's the same stuff, but I picked out a few things that I thought would, that you might like to see. As soon as I can find the one I want to start with. I believe this one here, this one here was one of the first pipes that I got. I got it from Boswell in a sample pack back in 2017 when I started picking up the pipes again. I got a little starter kit, had the pipe, had a tamper, had a lighter, had an ounce of tobacco. And this is the Country Gentleman that Missouri Meerschaum has. And you could get this in a bent stem or a straight stem. And I just opted for that with Dan over at Boswell's with the little bent stem on it. And this one here is probably one of the most, one of the popular ones of the Missouri Meerschaum. Let me lay this over here. This one here I got at a 2019, I believe, pipe show in Richmond. This is a Cobbett. Elf Cobbett, I believe is what they call it, but it's like a little mini church warden. I call it a mini church warden. Greg, tunnel tape, you'd love stem on that one. It's not as long as some of the ones that you have for your pipes, but this one here has a nice little stem to it. So that one there, you ain't got to worry about this one being a nose warmer. So the other one is the Carolina Gent. I've had this one several years. This one has the red stem on it. It's called the Carolina Gent. Gent, I believe is what they call that one. And I just come off the Missouri Meerschaum website just a few minutes ago. And man, they've really put out a lot of new pipes. And I mean, some of those boys are going up to 40, 50 bucks since the last time I purchased a corncob. Here's another, I believe this one is a, well, I don't know the name of this one. There was a couple of them and I forgot the names of. But anyway, it's like a little pot and it's stained. And got the little curved stem on it. I don't know how good the light is here so you can see that, guys. Maybe if I pull it out, well, that don't help either, does it? If I can get it to focus some. Let's see if I can help out with this by adjusting. Some of the shading on my camera. But anyway, that's that one. Another one here is a natural, and I forgot the name they call this. It's got a little off-white stem to it. It's a natural something. But anyway, that's how that is. And it's a cute little pipe. Here's another one. It's more in the lighter natural setup. Little straight stem. Got a little bent piece right here. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is one of the seconds. I picked up the wrong one. That's why it's a second. It's not supposed to be bent like that. So there you go. But hey, it's still smoked. Here's another one that I like that I've had a while. This one's called the Emerald. The Emerald. As you can see, it's got a kind of a green emerald stem to it. I don't know how well it's picking up in the light here, but that's a nice pipe. Then the one that I like, I got back about 2018. No, 2000 maybe 20. Missouri Meershaum did a collaboration with I cannot remember the company offhand, but they put these black on black pipes. If anybody remembers what company they did the collaboration on, put it in the ash hole in the comments for me. They've done more of these, but when they first come out, they had this one and they had a natural, because it was the same time that I did my 250 sub GAW, my very first GAW. And I bought one to be given away, and I could only get it in a natural at that time, but I was able to eventually get me a black one when they first, when it came out with another order of them. I was going to get a black one for the GAW, but it didn't work out that way. But that one's pretty cool. But I can't remember the company that they went in to do this with. But anyway, guys, that's going to be basically my collection of the corn cobs. And like I said, I've got probably about 10 others, give or take, that are seconds, and a couple of the other ones that are just the same models of what you saw here, are close to it. But that's going to wrap it up. I've been going since about the week before Christmas with my series. And I knew it was going to take a few months just to scatter it out about, and as time permitted. But also I want to make a mention, the last couple of videos, if you've mentioned, I want to apologize for my audio. Bass Piper, those of y'all that haven't been around me personally, I have more, what they tell me, a booming voice. They say, look, when you preach and you sing, you don't need a microphone in church. And that gets me in trouble sometimes making these videos, guys, because when I run this thing through iMovie to produce the video, if I don't set that volume just right with iMovie, sometimes I can come out a little louder, like I'm pegging the needle on a VU meter, overworking a microphone. And I don't realize how loud sometimes I talk. Some of the problem has come from the years of talking to my father, who has been deaf. And I still have to talk to him in a more projected way when I see him at the nursing home. And most of y'all know Dad's working on 102, and he's finally lost sight in his left eye, but his hearing, even with his little amplifiers and stuff he uses, they're gone. I mean, you got to basically almost yell, to him. And so that don't help, because you get in such a habitual habit of always talking louder. So I apologize. I'm going to try to work with that with the iMovies, so that I don't blast you out on the audio part of this. And my phone stays almost, as you can see right here, almost to me. And maybe I need to stretch it out across the room or something, but then you'd never see nothing as far as much of the things I need to show you. But anyway, I want to apologize for the last few videos if y'all had a problem with that. And I didn't realize it after I'd already put it out there. And man, I'll tell you, I don't know what's been going on the last few times, but man, YouTube is just dragging their feet. That last video, I started to upload. In fact, Johnny told me 2 a.m. pipe on a patio. He was having a hard time getting the same day he loaded up that one that I loaded up. And it took him forever in a time. I mean, I started at 12:30 that day and didn't get a 25 minutes, 26 minutes, whatever it was, video on to get it uploaded from the iMovie to my photos, and then from my photo or to YouTube, and then go to YouTube and get it, uploaded. It took from 12:30 to almost 6 o'clock that evening. I mean, that's crazy. That was crazy. But anyway, most of y'all that's done this, y'all probably got in the same situation. I don't know what's happening there, but it just takes forever and a day to get anything uploaded anymore. But anyway, I just want to go on and show you these pipes, wrap up the series, and I'm thinking about maybe next week doing a video on pipe lighters for some of the newbies that might be coming aboard and maybe just get started in pipes. I did one last week or so on cigar lighters for Johnny, 2 a.m. pipe on a patio. And Johnny, thank you for the shout out, buddy. I appreciate that on the video, man. You didn't have to do that. I was glad to do it for you, bud. I hope it helps you. And, the thing about torch lighters with cigars, I didn't mention in that video, is that most of y'all that's got torch lighters, some of y'all know, they're finicky. They are finicky. I don't care if you spend $10 or you spend $100. Them things are some finicky things with the jets. I'll take a soft flame anytime over a jet lighter. But the problem is with cigars, you basically need the jet lighters unless you are really in a calm environment with a soft flame. If you got any wind or breeze or outside, forget it for most of the time trying to light a cigar. So, but they are finicky. So just because you pay a little more for something don't mean you're going to get something that, it may last you maybe another month or so without getting finicky. But, the jets sometimes will clog up, one or two of them. In fact, my tabletop one that I showcased, I said it was a 4-flame. Actually, it's a 5-flame. I didn't realize when I was trying to show it in the video, there's one in the middle. You got 4 around it and 1 in the middle. That was a 5-flame. And, but that one there is more of a tabletop. It'll light a few cigars for you. But if you could find, like I said, in the cigar lighters, the ones with the larger tanks, whatever you can find, shape or company, Zycar puts out good stuff. I got quite a few of Zycar in my pipes, lighters. And but you got different companies that put out some good stuff. Just try to find yourself a little bit bigger tank that'll last you a while. Because those torch lighters, the more jets you have, the more, as I said, fuel they'll burn up. So anyway, I want to put one out for pipe lighters. Maybe next week or so. I got a few of them. I'll just showcase a few of them. But what else can I talk about? Oh, the leather crafting is going pretty good. And I finished my first checkbook wallet and tinkered around with a couple of key fobs and some coasters and things of that nature. I still got stuff to get. I don't have any dies yet. I want to get a burnisher sander machine and different things of that nature that I'm just trying to slowly get there, putting my stuff together. I'm in the process of making some pancake knife holsters. Some of you guys have little folding knives or these case knives or butt knives. And they have pancake holsters. You can put them on your belt, slide your knife in them so you don't have to carry it around in your pocket. I've got some of those going. But those have come to a standstill because I still got other stuff I got to get to try to finish it out. But we're right now running on bare bones. So, but the hardest thing, as I told you before, it is cutting that leather. I had to call a couple of leather companies and talk to some of the experts. And believe me, when you watch these guys and gals on there that's been doing it a little bit of a time, they make it look easy and cut like butter, man. And man, they're cutting and they're going around a template or a design, and you're going, wow, man, So you go and grab, you can forget doing that kind of stuff on 9, 10, 11 ounce leather. I mean, that stuff is thick. But when you're doing 3 and 4, or 5 and 6, 4 and 5 ounce leather, 5 and 6 ounce leather, stuff that you'd normally make maybe a 3 or 4 ounce that you'd make a wallet out of, you think you'd just be able to glide that with no problem. It don't work that way. And I've got X-Acto knives, I've got surgical knives, I've got razor blade box cutters, and man, you're still like this trying to cut because you're trying to hold a ruler. Imagine this on a piece of leather, and this ruler's even got tape or the anti-slide stuff, on it. Hey man, that laughs at that. You can take that, you got your hands spread now. You got to kind of get the image here. You're trying to hold that ruler down, or if you've got a template, an acrylic template, you're trying to hold down, you're running that knife edge right across, to go out. Now, if it's just a square or something, that's not too bad. But I noticed in my pancake holsters for these knives, you've got the belt holes, they're not going to be like this. They're going to be kind of off-centered, and so it's got a little bit of a design. Man, I was sweating it out that thing didn't come across my arm, because you're having to push down through that leather, pull it through, try to make your turns. So how did I get them done? I ended up calling my wife. Miss Bass Piper came to the rescue. Miss Bass Piper used to be a school teacher, and in Christian school, she's very versed with working with scissors, cutting out construction paper, stuff for bulletin boards and all that kind of stuff. Well, I got a pair of leather scissors. I said, honey, try this right here. I'm going to outline with a template. I'm going to cut the leather to give you something to work. Here's the leather. There's the design. Can you cut that out? So I don't have to go to the ER with a slice and gash in my, or try to buy chainmail to put on my arms and hands to keep from getting sliced with a blade. And it worked out fine. But what I'm finding out, guys, even with the knife, if you can't make, sometimes you're going outside the lines, like if you trace one out or take an awl and etch it out, and what you end up doing, and I'm learning, is just, you can fix it on a sanding machine when you're done. After you get it all stitched up, and you may not have the curve just right, or it's kind of chunky, you can fix that on a sander, and round it back out. But man, the hardest thing I am having with leather crafting is just simply cutting out the pattern. The stitching, the burnishing, the dyeing, that's piece of cake, man. Putting your chisel, your stitch holes in with your chisels, piece of cake. It's cutting out the ever-loving leather. And, they keep saying, well, you make sure things are sharp. I'm opening up a brand new box of razor blades. You ain't going to get much sharper than that. And it cuts, but you're having to use so much pressure because you're trying to hold what you got down. If this was a ruler and you're coming down the side of it, what's happening is so much pressure, you're like this, and now the thing starts to slip on you. So now you're off. Or if you do make a nice cut, it don't cut all through that one time. You got to go back 2 and 3 times. Well, if you don't fall in that slit just right, now you got 3 slits going with the leather. I ain't never in my life. I said, this cannot be that much of a rocket science. But in talking to the experts out there, they said, man, it's called newbie operator era. You're brand new. You're learning how to get your muscle, coordination and everything. He says, we've been, once you done put out, 2 and 3 and 4 and 500 projects, and you done cut and cut and cut and cut and cut, it'll come to you. But they did give some good suggestions about some knives to use that maybe I might look into a different style knife to help. But anyway, that's Base Piper saga with leather crafting so far. The other, I love doing it, and I thought the hardest thing was going to be stitching, learn how to saddle stitch and all that. That ended up being pretty good. It's just cutting without cutting you and the project. But always remember, if y'all are getting into any of that, if you ever do, when you look at YouTube, these guys, man, can do it with their eyes closed. I mean, done. Everything's laid out, all the patterns. You go do it, and it's like, goodness grief. But anyway, I hope to conquer that part of it and it get easier. You know, I'll just go ahead and take all my patterns, give it to Miss Base Piper, and said, cut these things out on scissors for me. Then I can start putting everything together. But yeah, that was a little bit of a learning curve. I had never thought just cutting a pattern would be so difficult and smooth, trying to just get it smooth. But Base Piper is a perfectionist, and it bugs the snot out of me when I got to go around a curve and it's kind of chunky, you know, and it's not smooth the way the template is. Then I looked the other night after I had Miss Base Piper cut them out and found out that the company that I got the template from, they have die cast, or they have the cast metal dies they've already made, the shape of the template of the pancake knife thing, that they'll go ahead and use a clicker press and arbor press, clicker press, and punch them out like cookie cutters, like you'd make cookies out of. They got those little, your wife's got those little tins that you make Christmas trees out of. It's the same way with leather. And they got them already shaped out. They pop them, and they're perfect. All you got to do is take the set and start putting them together and sewing them and stitching them and all that. But it costs you more, of course, because it's already done. But anyway, that was my first time in breaking in some brand new leather. And of course, you sweat when you're new. You don't want to screw up leather. They don't give that stuff away. And so all you see is leather, going in the trash can while you're trying to learn. But so far I got two of them. I got two pancake knives, holsters, almost there. I just got them on standby until I can pick up a couple of supplies. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get on off here. It's been 22 minutes, but I just want to let you know how the saga was going with the leather crafting. I'm slowly getting there, and so I want to also try the valet trays, and I've got some wallets I want to do and different things, but I want to get some dies so when I buy the Vegetan leather, I can dye stuff and try my hand at all that. And so I'm trying a little bit of carving. I'm not going to probably get into a lot of carving and stuff. There's a couple of designs I would like to just learn how to conquer those. One is a basket weave carving, not the stamping, but the carving. That looks really, really neat, especially when it's on, well, it could be on a wallet. It could be on the pancake holster, little knife pancake holsters, but they really look good if you're doing like a notebook pad. And the bigger ones, because it's a bigger design. But that thing looks cool when it's done right. When you bevel it and you etch it out, it looks so 3D. It's really neat. But I gotta try my hand at that and get through a learning curve with the knives, the carving knives, and all that stuff, and learn how to bevel with a bevel tool. But I'm hoping that I can eventually, within the next several months, get a better take on some of that as well, and maybe start using some of my leather crafting as I get more versed with it, and eventually maybe get a little side hustle, going part-time with it. So anyway, that is what's going on with Base Piper this week, and we wanted to end the pipe series with the Missouri Meershaum corn cobs, guys. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for Bass Piper's Pipes. I've got probably, like I said, I think I've said one time, I've got probably around 70, 75 pipes. So my stuff's mediocre compared to some of the pipers here on the YTPC. But anyway, subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I haven't forgot about a shout out. I'm going to get there. And I appreciate all the ones that have been coming over to the channel, and all of my older subscribers that's been with me and hung in there with me over the last few years. So anyway, until we meet again, relax, have a pipe, and don't forget the blessings God gives us each and every day. You guys take care, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.